Picture this, a 20-year-old college dropout named Zane working grueling night shifts at a warehouse just to pay rent. When his co-workers left, he'd sneak into the break room with a battered laptop and whatever gaming peripherals he could scrounge together. His setup was pathetic, a webcam that pixelated every few seconds, headphones held together with electrical tape, and internet so slow that his streams resembled slideshows more than live content. Night after night, he'd boot up his streaming software and talk to absolutely no one. 0 viewers in the chat. 0 followers. 0 validation. Just Zane, alone in a dimly lit room, commentating on games while the warehouse hummed around him. His roommates thought he was losing his mind, spending hours speaking to an empty screen instead of sleeping or socializing. But something kept him going. Maybe it was the dream of escape from his dead-end job, or perhaps he genuinely believed he had something unique to offer. While other wannabe streamers quit after a week of silence, Zane endured months of rejection. He practiced his commentary, refined his jokes, and slowly developed the charismatic personality that would later captivate millions. These weren't just failed streams, they were his apprenticeship in entertainment, teaching him that success required not just talent, but an almost superhuman level of persistence. Every empty chat room was preparation for the explosion that was coming. The night that changed everything started like any other. Zane was 3 hours into a horror game marathon, his usual audience of 0 watching him navigate through a particularly terrifying asylum level. His cheap microphone had been acting up all evening, crackling, cutting out, driving him crazy. Then it happened, a jump scare so perfectly timed and genuinely frightening that Zane let out a scream that could wake the dead. The scream was so loud, so authentic, so perfectly human that it literally destroyed his already fragile microphone. Sparks flew. The audio cut to static. And in that moment of technical failure, magic was born. Someone in his non-existent audience had been recording. Within 6 hours, the clip was everywhere: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit. Memes exploded across the internet. Remix artists turned his scream into electronic music. Comedy accounts added it to compilation videos. His phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Followers poured in like a dam had burst, 1,000, then 10,000, then 50,000, finally hitting 100,000 in just 5 days. Gaming companies started reaching out. Convention organizers sent invitations. The most surreal call came from Tokyo. They wanted him to perform live at a massive gaming festival on a skyscraper rooftop. Standing there weeks later, looking out at thousands of screaming fans chanting his name, Zane realized he'd crossed from obscurity into a completely different universe, one where his voice actually mattered. Success is intoxicating, but Zane refused to become another flash-in-the-pan creator who peaked with one viral moment. He understood that staying relevant meant constant evolution, pushing boundaries that other streamers wouldn't dare approach. His content became legendary for its sheer audacity, using dance mats to control racing games while blindfolded, hosting 24-hour underwater streaming sessions with specialized diving equipment, and creating psychological challenges where his audience controlled every aspect of his environment through live voting. The pinnacle came when he announced the most ridiculous stream concept imaginable: eating breakfast cereal while completely blindfolded. Critics called it stupid. His management team begged him to reconsider. But Zane understood his audience better than anyone. They craved authentic, unscripted moments in an increasingly manufactured world. When the stream went live, viewership numbers climbed beyond anyone's wildest predictions: 32 million simultaneous viewers, shattering every existing record. Today, his empire spans far beyond streaming. He owns a cereal company, merchandise lines, and partnerships with tech giants. His broadcasting facility resembles a NASA control center: robotic cameras that respond to voice commands, furniture that adjusts automatically, and technology that costs more than most people's houses. Yet prominently displayed on his desk sits a reminder of his journey: those original taped-together headphones, now worth more than gold as a symbol of transformation. The question isn't whether you admire his success, it's whether you have the courage to begin your own impossible journey from nothing to everything.